Hi guys, Tom here with Permaculture Wilmington. Today we've got vermicast compost, and we've got the compost that was in this bin that is pretty well decomposed at this point. I've been using it around the yard and for teas. It's not quite decomposed as good as it should be, and it doesn't have all the functional members of the soil food web just yet. It still needs a little more time, a little more maturation and stabilization, I believe, is the phases that we need to go through to get those things done. But what I'm doing is my mushroom fruiting chamber had some rats go in it, and a lot of the blocks were contaminated, and it was just in sad shape. I've not been keeping up with it, and so what we're going to do is take this monoculture, this conventional monoculture basically of growing mushrooms, human engineering, and then and you see all the plastic, that is 100% human engineering. And then we're going to take nature and we're going to put the layers back together to form proper compost, proper organic matter with all the functional members of the soil food web. And we're starting out wonderfully because we already have the fungi is what we need. And I've also got some tea brewing on my back porch, and I've got King Stropharia wine cap mycelium spores. We're actually growing mycelium in the front yard. Wine cap mycelium, we've got a wine cap bed. So we found some mushrooms yesterday that still had spores in them, so I took those and put them in the tea, and I've already dumped in about 5 gallons worth of that. And on top of that, I put a layer of this compost that was in the bin that's partially done, and then I also put a layer of paper, so shredded paper that my girlfriend brought back from work. And paper is a wonderful mycelium food, so it's just wood pulp basically, and wood is the purpose of fungi is to decompose wood. So this is the food that they need. It's just a little more processed than fungi would like, I'm sure, because it doesn't have a lot of the nutrients in it because it's been pulped basically. But it's the same as processing. Like when we eat wheat flour and things that have been heavily processed, it's the same concept. They'll still eat it, they just don't get as much nutrition from it. So what I did then is just layer with some more dirt, and now I'm putting another layer of blocks on top of that. So we've got at the very bottom not decomposed material, just leafy material, wood chips and things, and sticks, and then we've got a layer of these blocks, and I put the good ones that are real healthy around the outside, so hopefully they'll fruit through the sides. That'll be cool. And then I put soil over the top of them, and then a layer of paper, and then another layer of soil on top of that, and then I put the blocks as you see here, and that's basically the soil that was underneath. And I also put some biochar in here, so there's some blocks that have been charred pretty good, pretty well. You can see here some biochar in there. So now another layer of blocks, and now I'm just going to keep repeating it and put soil over the top, guys. So and then once I put the soil on top, I'm going to cover it with some mulch, and this is pretty much just going to sit, and I'm going to make sure it's real moist and keep it moist, and keep track of temperature to make sure that it doesn't heat up. So that's what we're doing with our abundance of mycelium mushroom fruiting blocks that we got from a local mushroom farmer, and ones that we grow as well. If you see some of our previous videos, we've been growing mushrooms like this for a couple years now, and it's worked out really well as far as getting some throughout the year. But we're turning them into compost now because they're contaminated and they're no longer fruiting, is why we're doing this. And I just want to clean that out a little bit because we did get a few rats in there, go through some of the bags, and we don't want that. So alright guys, this is Tom with Permaculture Wilmington, and I hope all this is helping you. Have a great day.